Welcome to Norfolk Perspective C-Slice. I'm Bob Batcher, and I got a really special guy on the sofa. He's got, I don't know, experience galore, but the bottom line is about 28 years in education. That was before then he got educated before that. So Dr. Michael Thornton, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Bob.
Acting Superintendent of Norfolk Public Schools. What do you think when you hear that?
I think tremendous responsibility, tremendous accountability, and tremendous privilege.
Okay. Now I debated, do I want to go through this whole resume and talk about your background and the biggest challenges facing you for the Norfolk Public Schools? But I think my first question is going to be, so you got kids yourself, right?
I do. My wife and I, wife of 25 years, we've got 3 daughters. Our oldest is a senior at George Mason University. Our middle daughter, she's a freshman at James Madison, or we'll be taking her up on next week to James Madison. And then our youngest is a 6th grader. She's a rising 6th grader, so she's heading into middle school.
So you've really been embroiled in the education system for a few years.
I am nearly 51 years old, so I would say at least 47 of those, yes.
Okay, so let me ask you, superintendent of schools, you got a lot of opinions and impact on the school system. As a dad, what do you think of the school system?
As a dad, I think that it should inform how I try and lead the school system, because I have to think about, well, what would be in the best interest of children? And as a father having children, I would use that perspective. You have high expectations for your children, but you also should have high expectations for your school system that provides that education for the kids, whether it's at the superintendent level, right on down to the classroom teacher, the bus driver, the custodian, the principal. So I try to factor in that dad's perspective in what would a dad want for his child in Norfolk Public Schools, and what can I do as acting superintendent to make sure that happens.
Because you can't take that dad hat off, can you?
No, you can't.
So it's not about what you learned when you were in undergraduate school.
Right. That's correct. That's right.
Okay, so when did you get your school supply list?
Well,
because it's about that time of year, right?
We received at the house by way of mail the school supply list probably about a month ago. And my wife, of course, she diligently works the list. Believe it or not, she's also developed her own list for our new college freshmen. Of course, James Madison and no other university is going to send you a supply list, but my wife had her own list.
Right.
So when we pack up the car on Monday, it'll be full of school supplies. I'm like, why for college freshmen?
Now, it also has to include the rug and the bedspread and the matching stuff, right?
My wife has gone to great means to color coordinate our freshman's dorm room. And our freshman is an athlete, and she's not really into decorating, but my wife has color coordinated everything down to the sheets, the bedding, the rug, everything.
And that bed will be made when she leaves.
But that'll probably be the only time, because my wife will make it.
Now, I hate to tell you this, but mine are 33 and 30, and you're still involved.
Still involved, absolutely.
Still involved.
Yeah.
So, okay, projects then. What about those school projects? What, first week, maybe not?
Probably not, but some of our kids have had projects over the summer where, depending upon the course that you're in, perhaps some of our more advanced courses, but we also had kids at the elementary schools actively engaged in summer programs. So
Jaycox had the program with United Way, and then they came back in August for a special program.
That's right. Jaycox had the basic skills program in the first half of the summer, and then right now they are in what is called August Ready, which is a new, what we believe is innovative program for Jaycox to kind of get kids kind of ready on day one. They're ready to go. They can hit the ground running. We don't have to go back and kind of refresh. But those kids whose parents or guardians elected for them to participate, they've been actively engaged pretty much all summer.
That's cool. And I've had the pleasure of being out at Jaycox, and we did some programs with those kids, and they are bubbly and just wide-eyed and ready to rock and roll. Yeah. How do you keep that enthusiasm in the kids?
I think that you create opportunities for kids It's important to have teachers who care about them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when the kids come, I think they come ready to learn at different levels. And I think it's important for the adults to keep them excited, keep them motivated. And I think the best way to do that is to demonstrate that you care about your kids,
Mm-hmm.
and that you're going to have instructional programs that are kind of going to drive them and excite them and really challenge them. And I think kids will rise to the occasion.
I mentioned that with our having a 30 and 33-year-old, and it's not over with yet. I mean, we're still on the phone with our daughter. You're on a car trip, let's talk and how things are going.
Absolutely.
And I have a feeling you and your wife are the same way with your kids. What bit of advice would you have for that parent that, though, is working a couple of jobs and trying to make sure that their kid is ready?
Yeah, I would say just talk to your child. Set high expectations. I think that when we set high expectations for our kids, and they will do their very best to reach those expectations. And then, as appropriate, reward them. Not every family can reward from a monetary or material perspective, but what kids most want from their parents or those individuals who they hold in high regard is just some validation. They want encouragement. Those things go a long way in motivating kids to go the next day and try the next challenging thing that a teacher will put in front of them. So I think sometimes something material, but most times the most lasting and impactful things are encouragement, validation. You're doing a great job. You can do better. Keep going. I'm supporting you. What do you need from me that I can help you with? I think it's that simple.
It really doesn't take a lot of time, does it?
It does not.
So now, one thing though, okay, can you take you can't take the dad hat off. So you walk into your daughter's school. Who speaks, the superintendent or the dad?
The dad speaks. I think that if the teacher is aware of your role in a neighboring school system, she realizes that. But for me, the dad is going to speak. I'm not going to try to use the perception that I have any influence in public education, but I'm there as a dad.
But okay, when my kids were going through school, I felt, okay, the educators, they knew what they were doing, I'm going to leave them alone. But that's not really what you want a dad to do you?
No, you want dad to be engaged, because I think that when dad and mom are engaged, then it sends a signal to the child that this is important. And it sends a signal to the teacher and the school that they value what we're doing. And it's not that we're watching, but we want to be engaged because it means something. And I think that when you demonstrate that to teachers on those tough days, they realize that they've got family that care, so I'm going to go the extra for this particular family as well.
What about the role of the parent during the school day or a volunteer? Is there a role for them to play, or should they kind of?
I think that it depended upon the needs of that individual classroom or that school. It's been my experience as a dad that teachers and principals encourage parent volunteerism. It has to be well managed because there's a lot of instruction going on during the day. It's very well planned out. So the volunteers have to be structured, and in NPS, Norfolk Public Schools, we encourage volunteerism. But the same criteria have to be in place to kind of manage it so it'll be most effective.
Right, because I mean there is a plan.
There is a plan. There are well-defined lesson plans. Teachers, of course, they have to be flexible based on where the kids are that day, but there has to be structure in the classroom because there's a lot to be done in a short period of time.
Okay, we're taping this a couple of weeks before school starts. While you're sitting in the studio, what are the teachers doing?
Teachers some may be in their classrooms kind of getting the room ready. Some are probably at home maybe, thinking about what they're going to do with their classroom. Some may be out shopping out of their own pockets for classroom supplies, decorations for the classrooms. So teachers are probably actively engaged in getting ready, and they'll come back for professional development over the next couple of weeks as well.
Okay, so kind of ramping up.
They're ramping up.
Now, I remember the year that my daughter my oldest went from 5th to 6th. 5th grade teacher kind of got her prepared for 6th. bulletin boards, that kind of stuff. It's still. Are you preparing her for life's gonna be a little different?
Yeah, that
She's changing classes too,
she's
right?
changing schools and classes, and she'll have a whole new set of peers because we're in elementary. Typically, it's a neighborhood school. Then when you start transitioning to secondary, middle school, then you're going to have a convergence, if you will, of multiple neighborhoods on one school, and you could have 1,500 kids in a middle school, where in your elementary school you may have had 600. So that in itself is a transition.
So what should the viewer be doing with their sixth grade, their soon-to-be sixth grader then?
Continuing to help them to focus on maximizing their potential and not get too caught up in peer pressure. And because when you get into middle school, you start getting into your adolescent years, and there's a lot more pressure in middle schools. And I think that, the things that we instill in them at home will go a long way towards helping them make good choices. Middle school provides tremendous opportunity, but there are a lot of choices that kids will have to make as well. And we want our kids to make good choices because they have consequences.
Okay, here's another one for you. The supply list is easy because
Yes.
it's crayons, it's all that. The dress.
Yeah.
Which parent takes the daughter out shopping for clothes?
Mom does.
And okay, so again, recommendations from. Let me ask you from a superintendent's point of view. What should the parent be shopping for clothes for school?
Well, I think
What would you like to see?
I think that number one, kids come to school to learn. And I think it's important that we dress our kids appropriately, age appropriate, environment appropriate clothes. And I would ask parents just to use good judgment in that respect. Obviously, we want our kids to focus on developing their intellect and their social skills. And you can do that by just wearing basic clothes. It's not a fashion show because we want kids focused on learning. Yeah.
You're ready.
Well, I sound ready. The real challenge is to make sure that we prepare for our teachers to have a good day, and for our principals to have a good day. So all of the logistical planning and things that are going on, I may come across right now as very calm and relaxed perhaps, but there's a lot of work going on to pull it off on the first day, and then to make it better on day 2 right up to day 180 for kids.
Well, I tell you what, can we make a deal?
Yes, sir.
Maybe about 180 days in, let's see how calm you are. You want to come back to the sofa?
Yes, sir.
And we'll talk kind of an update
Absolutely.
of what's going on. And
Absolutely.
I know that you got a lot of big planning to go, but when you're into right at the school beginning, I think parents want to hear that as a dad, you're ready too.
Yeah, we're ready. We're
Okay.
ready. Yes,
I'm
sir.
looking forward to talking to you about 180 days.
Yes,
How's
sir.
that?
180 days.
Deal.
Look forward to it.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Bob.